Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and are having a flare-free day. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. If you live with chronic pain or you have a chronic illness, I think a number one question that we ask ourselves constantly, especially when we're by ourselves, is why me? Why my body? Why my timelines, my life, my dreams? I remember asking myself that question a lot. During a flare-up, when I had to miss school or work or the things that I love to do, I would sit with myself and say, why me? I don't really know who I was asking that question to or if I expected an answer to be echoed back, but I just was stuck in this constant cycle of asking why me. But I found that the more I asked that question, the more I was stuck in a negative mindset. I want to be the first to say too that it is okay to grieve and it is okay to be angry and it is okay to just feel so many emotions. But I found that over time, I started to change the narrative a little bit because I was sick of hating my body. I was sick of feeling negative, of sitting with myself in this storm that I had made for myself. I had one night where I sat with myself and I just thought, why not me? Why not me? And it might seem weird to say, especially when you live with chronic pain, you would never wish this on somebody. You would never want somebody to feel this pain. But I knew with myself that if I changed the narrative to why not me, it opened a door that was different. And so this video is about that question. Why not me? I want to open the conversation today around the doors or windows that we can open in our journey to feel a little bit more purpose, power, and to allow that light to come in to heal a little bit more. When we first get sick or when we first start to feel pains and symptoms start to show up, it's natural to grieve. It's normal and natural to have that sense of I am fearful or uneasy or anxious around the body that I live in. That trust and that dynamic that was once there with your body has been torn when we start to see those symptoms come in, or even when we start to get a name to our pain. I was recently diagnosed with adenomyosis on top of endometriosis. And I found recently I was talking again to myself of why me, why my body, what did I do wrong? How could I have missed the signs? Could I have been diagnosed with this earlier? Was this preventable? Was it my fault? These are natural things that I have come to realize as humans. We seek answers, we seek clarity, we seek understanding. And when it's dark and cloudy and murky around those questions, it can be tricky. It's a kind of grieving that happens sometimes quietly on our own, when we're in our own thoughts and feelings. Even while the rest of the world spins, moves on, people are having events and birthdays, getting married, proposals, getting a new job, life moves on around us, and I sometimes feel like it's zipping past while I'm still asking, why me? I started to look at my life with a before and after lens. There was no melting into a chronic illness life. It was one day, my pain arrived, and that day had forever changed the course of my health. The plans you made leading up to that moment now seem fragile. And that question of why me starts to echo louder. It echoes in every doctor's visit, every flare-up, every scan that comes back normal, but you still feel off. The why me statement isn't wrong, it's incomplete. What if the question isn't why did this happen, but instead, what now? What can I make of this pain? That's when the question why me starts to gently turn into why not me? Not as a sentence of suffering, but more like a seed that's a new beginning. I've talked about this a lot in other videos earlier on in my YouTube days, but I would always bring up the fact that there was not enough education around my chronic condition. There was not enough chatter around it. It's hard to know you have something if you don't know it exists. When I was on that journey of grieving with this new diagnosis, and I was asking myself, why me, why my body? I started to think about, well, someone else in the world may have this disease, may have this chronic pain, or may feel this loneliness that I feel constantly. If there was someone to rise from the pain and to speak out about it more openly, why not me? If someone is out there that can advocate and educate and connect on a real level that understands exactly what others are going through, why not me? I would not have chosen this path. I don't think anyone would choose a path with chronic pain, but I can choose what I do with it now. And maybe you can too. Maybe you're the friend with that chronic pain, who understands invisible illnesses like others can't. Maybe your personal experience makes it easier for you to ask deeper questions of people, who slows things down, who holds space for understanding and empathy, who holds space for other people's pain. Maybe your story, your survival, and your truth resonates with someone that you've never met before, but they needed to hear those words and that experience in that moment, to feel connected, to feel less alone, to feel less isolated, and to recognize that their body is beautiful, even with the pain. I have recognized that I would like to turn my pain into purpose. And turning your pain into purpose doesn't mean glamorizing it. It means to me refusing to make that pain meaningless. This changed me, but I can still choose who I become. Your purpose doesn't have to be loud. It took me a long time to talk openly about my chronic pain and my story. I started my Instagram first, and I was a faceless account. I was just sharing resources and information around endometriosis along the way when I was educating myself. Slowly started to recognize that in order to feel more connected to people for myself, I needed to show my face and my voice and my story and just speak as freely as I could, because that's just how I healed in that moment. If you're not ready to share openly, that's okay. If you're not ready to share your face or your experience, that's okay. Your purpose doesn't have to be loud. Your purpose right now might look like writing, creating, resting, mothering, advocating, learning, or simply healing. All of that purpose, plus more, is enough. So, why not us? Why not the ones that know the pain to speak openly about it? Why not the ones that know pain to also know the empathy? Why not the ones whose lives and health don't follow a straight line to be the ones to rewrite the map of understanding? I also want to say that you don't have to feel grateful for your illness. That's not what I'm asking, but you can claim it as your own and make it your own. And maybe you can continue to build something beautiful with it. If you're in the thick of it right now, I am with you 100% of the way. And if you're still asking, why me? Know that that is truly still okay. Your pain does not mean the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new kind of strength, one rooted in empathy and truth and understanding, worthy of every page of your purpose. I cannot wait to talk to you on the next one.